What's up, everybody? Trying to get this new filter figured out, but we are here. What up, Sage? Let me see if I can get this setting figured out. Where is it at? There we go. Everybody's coming in. Only been waiting forever. I know. Sorry. I was trying to figure out. They moved this stuff around. What up? What up? Welcome in, everybody. Welcome in. Appreciate it. Thank you. What's up, Christopher? Strouds. Why is there no... It's usually right here. Hang on. I might have found it. Boom. There we go. Now we got it. Now we are correct. Yo, what up, Walleye guy? How's everybody doing tonight? I hope you're doing good. Did me a little fishing. Here he comes. He is raring and ready to go.
I wouldn't say raring, but I'm here.
How we doing tonight?
Better now that I got some of this.
What is that? Your favorite drink? Sonic.
So nothing beats a good Bard's root beer with a little vanilla in it.
Well, I would go cherry Coke, like a cherry vanilla Coke, but yeah, that one would be good too. My wife loves that place because of the little round ice or whatever they use. So
yeah,
everybody's coming in.
That lunch ordeal today turned out to be a giant fiasco.
Uh-oh.
So I was told yesterday by the wife that they deliver. The Sonic delivers. Well, what they don't tell you is they still use DoorDash to deliver.
Yes.
So the lady that supposedly picked up my food and delivered it to another address. So then, I text her and be like, hey, you show it's delivered, it's not here. She goes, well, yeah, I delivered to such and such address at the apartment complex. I was like, I live in a house. And she goes, oh, well, you'll have to contact DoorDash customer service.
Yeah.
All right. So I call them. They say, no, you got to call Sonic because you paid Sonic. We just picked it up. So I called Sonic. They told me I was SOL because DoorDash picked it up. It was no longer their responsibility. So I had to call back DoorDash. I mean, it was like 2:30 time I got lunch and I placed the order at 11:30.
So it's so funny you say that. My parents decided to finally have something delivered. But we have a Casey's gas station and they have pizza. And they decided to have a pizza delivered. Well, it does the same thing. Yes, you ordered it from Casey's, but DoorDash picks it up. And an hour and a half later, they still didn't have their pizza. And the lady's calling them, I can't find your address. It keeps taking me. So they finally got their pizza, but it was ice cold.
Yeah, I wound up just calling them and saying, hey, if you don't give me the refund, I'm just going to call the credit card company and dispute the charges. Then she's like, we're making it for you now. You got to come pick it up. I was like, at this point, I don't care.
Appreciate it. Thank you. Welcome in, everybody. Welcome in. I am excited for tonight. We will get started right at 7 as usual. We've got a couple giveaways. We'll get those done. And if you guys haven't been over to the YT page, make sure you get over there, check out the last episode, which was Critters. And give us a subscribe over there. That's the Podcast 2025. He said, Casey's pizza. Everybody seems to love it. I think it's good. I would go somewhere else over Casey's, but whatever.
I don't know. I like NYP.
You like what?
NYP, New York pizza.
Ah, yeah. We like east of Chicago a lot. East Chicago pizza is really good. What up, Legacy? Everybody's piling in. Welcome in, welcome in. Love to see it. But yeah, so did some fishing today. I don't think I sent you that picture, man. I caught a bucket mouth today.
Did you?
Yeah, I did forget to send it to you. I Bass Cat recommended. He was like, "Man, you need to pick up a spinnerbait if you're not using spinnerbaits." And I've never been a spinnerbait guy. And I picked that thing up, and probably 10th cast caught a bucket mouth. It. Here's the thing. Every time I take my whole bag and scale and everything with me, I don't catch nothing. Every time I leave it in the car, I catch the big uns.
That's the way it works every time.
So everybody's like, "Did you get a weight?" I'm like, "Dude, five, easy 5 pound." But yeah, I didn't have my scale. But that is not going to happen come May 18th when the tournament starts. We'll have the scale. If I had caught that during the tournament, I'd have been on easy street.
What's funny though is I think the opening day of that tournament, that following weekend, I think I do a tournament. So
Well,
I fished the annual Zia, which is a local tournament. Then that Sunday, I fish a nation tournament.
fish stories, yeah. Um, so you'll be fishing a double tournament. You can take your
Technically,
pictures
it's a double.
still.
Yeah. The only thing is, I have to weigh them.
Who all's in here? I see everybody saying hi to everybody. Welcome in, everybody. Jenny's in there. Bass Junkie's in there. S&J's in there. Spider Monkey. Brasher is showing up.
Thanks for the hat and mustache, S&J.
Welcome in. Welcome in. Welcome to the podcast. This is my favorite part of the week. I love doing this thing. It gives me another excuse to drink Monsters. Not that I need one. I do it anyway.
Drink a Monster right before you go to bed, that's a little rough.
Yeah, no, I go right to sleep.
I'm the same way. Even in the morning, if I drink one, it makes me sleepy.
And then I actually do start my job tomorrow morning, but not till 9 o'clock. They got to do all their safety stuff and yada, 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 all the paperwork. So they said, yeah, just don't come in till 9. ZZ Top Beard. He does got a good old beard going on there.
It would have been longer, but last year, right before I went elk hunting, I had this nasty nightmare because I bow hunt that I got wrapped up in the string and it ripped it off. So I went and cut it.
That is a possibility, though. It is a possibility. Thanks, Strouds. I appreciate it. Yeah, I used to shoot bow a lot, and there are some freak things that can happen. I know that.
So I was like, nope, not going to have that happen. Just went and pretty much cut it off to about here.
He said, now it's too short. What's the... Huh?
It looked goofy. Not going to do that again.
What's the new job? I took a job as a maintenance guy for a factory. So we'll be doing some maintenance work. Electrical, conduit, little gopher work. This needs fixed, that needs fixed. It'll be fun.
It'll be good because not every day is going to be the same.
That's what I'm after. I actually started applying at all the factories, and the more I applied, the more I was like, I've never liked working in a factory like that. There's no variety to it. You get a job and you do the same thing all day.
5 to 6 days a week too, depending
Yeah.
on what you hire.
Yeah. Now, my mom raised us. Thank you. My mom raised us working out of a factory. So I can't hate on the factory or people who work in a factory. I'm just saying I get too bored, I guess. So, what up, Bear?
Come on, Bear.
MCA. Boy. We're getting close. We're getting close. We got a lot to learn. If you guys don't know C. Klein, we're going to learn a little bit more about him.
I'll go back in hiding for a month.
He does tend to do that. But we can always get a hold of you on the website.
Yeah.
Always, always.
When I get backed up pretty bad, I don't go live or nothing.
I don't tend to get anything done if I'm live. Even if I'm already doing something, painting or whatever, I only get that one bait done. I can't concentrate. I'm trying to talk to everybody and pay attention to the chat. And yeah. It's boring, but money talks. Well, that's true, Sage. It's all about the money. All right. Get something written down here. Feeling behind today.
Are you? Me
Little
too. I
bit.
actually got some notes on my computer in front of me. You've never seen my workstation? Hey, thanks for that.
Your
Look at this.
Your
Look at this
actual
workstation.
workstation? No. Holy cow.
So there's a PC there. There's a PC over there.
3D printers. My goodness. Nice. If you want to know what he does, stick around. It's a list. It's a list.
Spider Monkey, I didn't get my lunch till 2:30. I was pretty well pissed,
Yeah.
but I got it.
Well, hopefully being in here can make your night better. All our friends are here. Everybody's rolling in. We're going to get this thing started in 1 minute. You're about to quit home and stay, or quit and stay home. The wife must be in here somewhere. Yep, she is. She said, I fully support that. Heck, she let me stay home for like 3 months now. What's up, Gabe? All right, everybody, it's 7 o'clock. You know what time it is. It's time for the Pondcast. Welcome in. I'm glad you all decided to come in and join us tonight. Our guest of the night is Dead on Baits. A lot of people know him as C. Klein. We're going to do an interview with him. We're going to figure out a lot more about him. Let's get through the rigmarole of the beginning. Don't forget, guys, the Pondcast is sponsored by Pretty Lures. They do a giveaway for you guys every single time we're on. They do a $25 gift code to their website. You can go over there and get all your bait making needs, especially your blanks. They're really big on the blanks, the Chanels, the skirting for tying the jigs. The list goes on and on. You can get your BSI over there. You can get your vices for tying, absolutely everything. All your paints. I could go on and on. They're always introducing new stuff. So make sure and get over to Pretty Lure and check out their website. Don't forget, every time we do the Pondcast, I actually repost it over on the YT page. Go over to the YT page and look for the Pondcast 2025. And you'll be able to watch all the previous episodes. We've got 20 episodes over there now, this making the 21st. We do all the giveaways. We do the giveaways toward the end. Sometimes we throw them in the middle. It just kind of depends. So you might want to stick around. At the end of the show, after the interview, we allow you to ask questions that maybe I forgot or that you would like to know the answers to. And we'll see if we can get the answers out of him. Other than that, how we doing tonight, buddy? You finally got your dinner, so we're doing a little better.
Got dinner, got some showers. Showers.
Got dinner, got the showers. You're set down in your room. You got a nice jersey on. I like that jersey.
You might get one later on.
Those are nice.
We got to get you in some tournaments, though.
Well, I'm doing my first tournament. It's an online tournament, and you're part of it as well. And I know a lot of other people in here are part of that tournament, and that starts up May 18th. So you're going to see a lot of chatter about that one. But I'm ready just to get into fishing, period. It has been a slow start to the fishing season here. So I don't know if it's the same for you. Let's start with where you're out of. Where are you from?
So I am in Las Cruces, New Mexico, which puts us at the very southern bottom portion of Mexico. We're about 30 miles from El Paso, Texas.
Oh, wow. And the reason I start with that is, how is the fishing down there this time of year? Are you guys right on schedule? Our fish seem to be a little bit lost.
No, our Humpty dance is about done. We've already been over 60 days in 60 plus degree water.
Yeah. I think that's what kind of got us. Our water jumped up to that 55. So we had hot, cold back and forth, and it jumped up to that 55 mark, which gets them started. And then it jumped straight to 65. And they were on the beds, and a storm come through and pushed them all right back off. Every fish that I seen, and I probably seen 25 to 30 beds around the bank of this reservoir, they have nothing on them now. So
yeah, same here. They've all pretty much pushed off. There's one or two that's still up there because not all bass are going to spawn, the same day.
Correct.
But they're all retreating. They're back in what you would consider their staging areas and pushing back out. I found some bedding. I found some on stations. I found some already suspended. So they're in that what fits your fishing the best moment.
Yeah. I'm thinking right around the time this tournament starts, it's going to be full on feeding time again, and they'll be off their beds and ready to go. So we know what state you're from. Why don't you tell us a little bit about yourself? Is bait making your full-time thing? Do you have a full-time job other than that? What do you do?
So the bait making right now is I would say my 80%. When I'm not doing this, I teach over at our community college. I teach the EMT basic courses, trying to get more first responders out. My family owns a towing service, and if they need oversized loads and whatnot, they call me, and I take and transport all that kind of stuff.
So you've kind of been doing towing your whole life then?
Yeah, I'm fourth generation into it.
Oh, wow. And I believe that's what Swamp Rooster does as well. He runs a tow truck as well. So I knew that you had mentioned towing before, but I had no idea it was so deep into the roots of your family to where, it's been generations of doing this.
Yeah, Generation 1 actually started up in Indiana.
There you go. That's where I'm from.
But no, we run on the average every day 22 trucks.
Oh, wow. Okay. So you have your hands in that as well as the bait making. And I know I've heard you mentioned you used to do some racing and all kinds of different stuff.
Yeah, I used to race. I think I got some pictures up there. Let me see if I can find one.
So I told you guys you're going to learn a lot more about C. Klein. He is a very active person and he has his hands in just about everything. So
It's kind of cracked. This is
I'm
the
surprised.
truck I used to race.
There you go.
Yeah, I used to play with modifieds and sprint cars and everything that cost money.
So you were building them all yourself?
Yeah, we used to do everything from the chassis to motors. My brother's a motorhead, so he built all of our race motors.
Okay. All right. And then, so a little bit more about you. You're married.
We got married last August. I've been with my wife for 16 years, and we'll be married 1 year in August.
Wow. Congratulations, man. 16 years, and she finally said, I've had enough. You need to put a ring on it.
Well, she told me for the last 5 years she was ready for a ring.
I think I was talking to my wife the other day, and we got engaged about a year after we met. It actually moved quite quick, but after I asked her, she goes, "You were married right after we met. You just didn't know it yet." So, but yeah, man, that's great. Congratulations. As far as other things that you do, so we're going to go down just a short list and you can tell me what I'm missing. So we know that you paint hard baits, you also tie, you do 3D printing, you pour resin baits as well, and you do plastics. So what am I missing?
The only thing I didn't touch on is I left the fire department as a lieutenant. I was there for 9 years.
Oh,
Then I spent 7 years in the back of an ambulance. When I left that, I was working a critical care unit out of Sierra County.
wow. And when it comes to your 3D printing and such, you're kind of an AutoCAD guy. I know me and you have talked about this a little bit. So you're not just always pulling a file from somewhere or paying for a file and printing this stuff. So when somebody says, hey, and I'm going to use today for an example, somebody says, hey, I want a rooster bait holder, you don't just go find that file. You actually create that file.
Correct.
Which is a little different than I think most are used to. I had a guy who used to 3D print for me, and I would say, hey, I need X, Y, or Z. And he's like, look, I can't do all that. If the file isn't already made and free, I have to pay for it. And that kind of fell apart pretty quick. I mean, and then I considered getting into 3D printing, but there's a lot to it. There's a lot
There's
to
a ton. I got my YouTube certification for modeling.
Mm-hmm. That's awesome. And then you tie as well, and you don't just tie the jigs. You do like the bass jigs and things like that, but you also create your own stuff. As well as, do you do the flies and trailer hooks and stuff like that too?
I used to do a lot of fly tying, but no, I got away from all that. It's just too time consuming.
That's what I was going to ask. It's pretty time consuming, isn't it?
Yeah. I've got a friend that's going to start coming into the shop. I'm going to see if I can get him to start tying all that for us.
I was going to say, I think he was kind of in the live with you the other day, wasn't he?
Yeah, his mom got sick over this last week, so I said, just go deal with that. this all this stuff will be here when you get back.
It's family first, you know. I was talking with somebody today and they said, "Hey, I'm not sure I'm going to make it in to see the podcast. I'm sorry, but my kid has this thing." And I'm like, dude, family first. Family's always first. All this
Always.
stuff will be here. Just a green card and I'm there. I don't know what they're talking about down
You
there.
keep saying that. I've sent him I don't know how many Uno cards.
A green reverse card. And then so the jigs, the tying, and then we also have the painting of the hard baits. So how long, let's just start with this question. When did you get into bait making in general?
I started pouring plastics about 6 years ago.
And that
When I
was the first thing.
That was what I first got into. I started dipping my toes into the tournament series. I started as a co-angler for the Bass Nation and become real good friends, started winning tournaments. Then I, started getting into my groove of like, these are the colors I want. This is what I want done.
Yeah.
Well, I could never find them. I could find nobody to make them. I couldn't buy them. So I was like, well, guess I just got to make them.
I'm just going to make
And it
them.
just off the deep end from there.
It's like a black hole. Once you get into bait making, you're like, I'm just going to make stuff for myself. I think everybody said it, and everybody, it seems like, kind of got started that way. I'm just going to make what I need. And there you go. It's a black hole from there. Everybody wants something.
And paint the hard baits was a mistake. I was doing some rainforest and I'd seen some on there, but I guess I'd added them to my cart and they got shipped in. I was like, well, I guess I got them now. So I went down to the hobby store and bought my first brush.
So getting into painting the hard baits was a complete mistake, really.
Yes.
And I'll say it, you do a great job at that as well.
It's mediocre.
Some of the work that you do as far as the hard baits, the jigs, the plastics, it's all great. And I know every time I see you on here, somebody else is asking you for something because they just didn't know that you did that. I know you started showing plastics one day, and I think you picked up 6, 7 orders right then. They didn't know you did it, or you had a certain mold or color that they were interested in. So, and like you said, the bait making is 80% of what you do. The towing and the EMT classes and stuff like that are kind of a side note.
Yeah, because the EMT classes, it's 2 days a week. It's a Monday, Wednesday, and we teach the night class, so it's the 5 p.m. to 10 p.m. So
Yeah. And I know I've tried to ask you kind of what your schedule is before, and you're like, there really is no schedule. I just do stuff all the time.
lots of stuff and lots of cat naps.
Right? So, when it comes to the plastic side, um, you do all types of plastics, or do you just have certain molds that you do that you had previously? Do you create your own molds?
I've got some custom molds. We're going to be dipping into, now that the resin printer's up, we're actually going to get into custom designing molds for people because we can resin print those molds that'll handle the high heat.
Okay.
But we do silicone molds as well.
Yeah. Yeah. I know.
Last I counted, Corey, I think I had 110 molds on the shelf.
Oh my gosh.
Well, I take
That's
that back. It's 104 because I just sold Bubba 6.
you sold some of them. Well, and let's get into that a little bit. So, is there a certain plastisol you like to use?
So I've tried several. I've stayed and now continuing to use Dead on Plastics. Got to know those guys over there very well. I don't order from their website. I call them on the phone, and they know exactly who's calling, and they go, "Are we sending out the usual 30 gallons?" And I say, "Yes, please." And I've got to know them so well that I've actually developed my own blend of soft plastic. I don't buy what's available to everybody else.
Really?
Hmm.
So when I'm talking with the other guys and they're like, "Oh, I like the medium or the soft or whatever that may be," without giving away too much, yours is a custom blend.
Yep.
Okay. Very interesting. And I know I have some of the plastics on the way that I'm going to check out. So I'm excited to get those in and check them out. And
Bass Junkie likes them.
yeah, Bass Junkie is just slaying bass this year. He is. And I know quite a few of them had your plastics hanging out of their mouth. He really liked, and you'd have to help me with the name.
Like grass grenade.
The grass grenade. Yep. So he really liked that, and I seen it, and I like the color of it. I like the shape. It would go well with a lot of different stuff. Also, being able to be used as kind of a punching style if you wanted to use it that way as well. So, and the
I
buzzards, he
prefer,
said,
because it's such a small profile, for me, it's pitching and flipping it.
yeah,
A
yeah,
little bit too small to start punching Matt.
okay. Bastion, he said the buzzards,
Yeah,
they are nice.
I think the first two he bought for me, the buzzards, he bought two of them, lost them. Then literally the next day he put in on the website another order for four more. Puts in his order. I get on a live and he's like, "Hey, I just ordered four more." I was like, "Yeah," and we're just getting ready to release our V2, the V2 buzzard. He's like, "Why couldn't you tell me that before I made the order?"
Well, I started talking to him about chatterbaits, and he kept saying, "I've never caught anything on a chatterbait." And then this year, he finally did, and now I think he's hooked on the buzzards that you're making, which are a chatterbait style.
Yeah, he likes the OG.
Skeeter says, "Love chatterbaits." So, is there anything newly released on your site that you'd like to let people know about?
Yeah, so we just released what we call the flutter jig. It's I don't know how to explain it. I've got one right here. It's actually part of the giveaway. So this one is a 3/8, but it's got a bill on it like a chatterbait.
Mm-hmm.
So when you cast these out, they dart back and forth. And when I was doing all the testing, these baits never hit the bottom before they got bit.
Yeah.
So they flutter to the bottom back and forth. Then if you pick up and start reeling in, they give you the chatterbait action without the chatter. And
Okay.
I was throwing them just like this with no trailer on them. And I want to say in maybe 2.5 hours, I had filled my limit of crappie and white bass.
Wow. It's unique. Everybody looks for putting some sort of trailer on or something that gives that bait a different fall through the water, right? Whether let's just take a tube for instance. Like I like to rig tubes up in what they call stupid tube style,
Mm-hmm.
and depending on where you actually push the hook through as to how that thing will fall through the water, you can get them to fall directly straight, or you can get them to actually spiral down, depending on how you hooked them up. And we're always looking for that spiral down, something to leave it in that strike zone a little longer before it hits bottom.
Yeah. Yeah, the only difference between what I showed you and what I was throwing, this one's a 3/8. Because like I said, for the giveaway, who knows where they're going.
Yeah,
But I typically throw an 1/8 ounce
yeah.
on 6-pound fluoro, and it just, I bet you, Corey, it had every bit of 10 to 12 inch side to side that it would flutter back and forth.
Wow. I can't wait to use one of those.
And I was throwing one with some of my floating plastic, so it slowed that fall down, and that head would just, it was the coolest thing. I've got
I
a
can't
bunch
wait
of
to use
them.
one. What up, Calvary? Yeah, I can't wait to use one of those. And that's one of your newest things that you came out with that you designed that I have to say, I have not seen anything like that yet. So I'm excited to fish one. If you guys are excited to try one out, make sure you get over to Dead on Bait's site. And they are up on your site.
I've got 8 and 3/16 on the site.
Okay. And then if there's something else you guys are looking for, make sure you drop him a message. Get over to the site, maybe leave him a note, and I'm sure if he doesn't have it, he can come up with it. So
Yeah, there's a phone number on there that will ring straight to my personal cell phone. My business line rings through my cell phone. Then if you go on there, it'll ask you if you want to ask a question. If you type in there, it comes straight to my cell phone. Then there's a newsletter that you can sign up for that'll open up a box that'll say like, do you need a custom bait made? And you can type in there kind of what you're looking for, and I can get back with you as well.
yeah. Barrett says I need to try one on a hair jig. There you go. So we talked about the plastics. We talked about some of the jigs, and you guys will just have to go over to his site and check it out. He's got a lot of different stuff and just about any color pattern you want. Just feel free to ask him and he can get it done for you. But I'd like to talk now about some of your hard baits. We'll take just a quick second here. I want to thank the sponsors, Pretty Lures, for being a sponsor of the podcast. And make sure you guys get over and check out Pretty Lures as well for all your bait making needs, is the best way I can say it. They have so much stuff. Every time I start to say their name, I think of 25 more things that they have over there. So make sure and get over and check them out. Make sure and get over and check out Dead on Baits. If you guys don't know, I decided, I should say C-Klein decided to bring me on board with Dead on Baits. If you go over to their website, he has profiles of all the people who are pro staff fishermen, as well as now I'm on there for a little research and development, as well as a bait maker. So get over and check out Dead on Baits and let him know what you think. I think you guys will find something interesting over there.
Yeah, and on that, Corey, you can let them know that as soon as you get your stuff ready to go, you're going to have your tab available as well on the website.
That is true. I need to get that done. He wants me to get some baits around and get pictures sent over to him of some baits. And basically I have a profile over there. When you click on the profile, it takes you directly to a link to my YT page for the Pondcast 2025. And he's also going to put a link in there where you can buy some of my baits directly off of his website as well. So
yeah, it'll be it'll be right through the shop. It'll say Uncle Corey's. And when you click on that, it'll be basically what you want listed for sale.
Yeah. I need to get on that.
You're just throwing money away.
I know. I'm just throwing money away. You had no idea I had enough money just to throw away, did you?
If you just throw it in a bag and send it to me, I'll use it.
Yeah, right. Part of the R&D.
Right?
Oh, man. So let's get to some of your hard baits as well. So you airbrush. So when did you start doing like the airbrushing? Oh, you said you kind of were doing the plastics and you were on the website and accidentally ordered some. So
it was about a year or two after I started the soft plastics journey.
So you've been at the airbrushing for roughly 4 to 5 years, somewhere in there.
I've owned the equipment that long.
Okay.
The actual artistic work, I had sprayed a couple that turned out to be dog water. So then I was like, put it in a box and set it on the shelf. Then I met all you hooligans here on TikTok, and it re-inspired me to pull all that stuff out and try it again.
It's amazing how many people get inspired to do something with bait making just by hanging out with all the bait makers. Whether it's going to the auctions or just hanging out in the lives, it has inspired so many people to start doing something like that and give themselves a hobby other than fishing. I mean, we're all fishermen to begin with. That's how we got to where we're at. But then it led to, like you said yourself, it led to, man, they don't have that color or this specific thing I'd like to have. So you're like, I'll just make it myself. And trust me, if you ever go down that path, it will not be just for yourself. It never works out that
Well,
way.
on that same note, Corey, when you asked me about the OG buzzer, you're like, hey, is there a way to make that hook bigger? And technically, no, because that's a one-shot mold that we made.
Mm-hmm.
So in turn of fixing that from the R&D, what do? We upgraded to the V2 buzzard, which we can now go into like a 5-6/0 hook.
Nice. I love it. I am very much a power fisherman, I guess you could say, and I like to bend hooks, I think, and I'm a braid fisherman. I know a lot of people are like, oh, you need to use leaders, you need to do this. I catch my fair amount of fish, and I use all braid for absolutely everything. And I'm sure in the future I may start trying to do that, and maybe it brings more bites for me, but we're all creatures of habit. And if you're catching fish and you're doing well, you don't fix what isn't broken, right?
Yep.
So.
Unless you're a maintenance guy and you need that job.
That's very true. I'm going to be fixing a lot of
Job
stuff
security.
real soon.
Like, I ain't got nothing to do. Okay.
That's right. That's right. Yeah, I was actually talking with the guy, and it's amazing some of the stuff they want done that is just run of the mill. And he's like, I got guys that they're set in their ways and they don't want to do it. And I'm like, I'll do it. Let them work on the machines and all that stuff that they already know, and I'll do the rest of it. So should work out pretty good. So when it comes to painting of the hard baits, do you do auctions at all with your stuff?
Every once in a while, I'll hop into like S&J's auction. I'll hop into Bubba's auction, but for the most part, I stay busy enough. I'm trying to do better, posting a lot of custom stuff on the website.
Yeah.
But honestly, I've had my best luck just going on live, doing like this and that projects, and just put them on the spinner, and somebody's like, hey, I really want that. All right, it's yours.
It's amazing how quick that happens. The on the spot buys can sometimes do way better than being in any auction. You just kind of put up some stuff that you like, and people are like, is that available? Because I'll take it right now. It's like, oh yeah, cheers. So
Most of the stuff that I show is available. Like even the stuff that I put on like the TikTok reels,
yeah,
a lot of that stuff I'll put in there. These baits are available. Then I'll let it set for a day or two. Then I try to post it on the website if nothing goes from that.
yeah. And that website is set up very well, I must say. When you go in there, it's pretty cut and dry. You get right to what you're looking for. So make sure you guys get over there and check that out. Is there a certain paint that you like to use? So when you're doing these baits, now that you've been doing it a while, are we just using paint? Are we using any mica powders, inks, things like that?
All the above.
All the above.
I've got water-based inks. I've got alcohol inks, candies, lacquer paints.
Yeah, and you're in a very it's out in your garage, which is very well ventilated. So anybody who's thinking about alcohol inks or anything like that, make sure your ventilation's good. When we get away from that water base and get more into those the alcohol based stuff, that stuff's pretty strong. So make sure
No,
we're.
I was
What's
just
that?
reading PRS's comment down there about the Tigers.
That comment section down there starts going off sometimes. It's hard to not read it.
Yeah. So
But
I sent Bear one of my 3D printed crappies. I don't know, it's about yay big. He
yes.
sent me pictures of that dude today. He's like almost done with it, and I can't wait till I get that in my hands.
Oh, he's custom
He's
painting.
painting. Yeah, I made a deal with him that I would send him a box full of those 3D prints if
Yeah.
he makes me one of those crappie.
Oh, he was on it. And
Well, I think I sent him my last 17-inch largemouth bass that I had printed.
he's a fabulous painter too.
This will eventually get shipped to Wit.
He's got stuff going all over the place. If you guys haven't actually sent him a message about some idea you have in your head, he can usually make it happen. So, I actually can't wait to see what Bear comes up with, because I know you're going to post it or he will, and
He'll post it.
I'm excited to see what that's going to look like. So, what do you prefer to use? Is there anything that you prefer over the other? Do you like using the water-based acrylic paints over
So
the?
my go-to is going to be the Vallejo and the golden water-based paints. Those are
Yeah.
like my go-to things. When I'm trying to achieve certain effects or layers, that's when I'll start mixing, color shifts, micas, and inks to achieve a certain.
That's I like mixing the candies in there to get some of those effects, but I've heard multiple times, and I think I would like to get into the mica powders as well. So that might be something I add in soon.
It's worth it. I mean, you can get a pretty good set off the Zon, you know what I mean, to start practicing with for under $20.
Yeah, yeah. Things are still pretty affordable. I won't say they're cheap. They're still pretty affordable, but this hobby is just growing by leaps and bounds. I mean, there is new people every day on here, new bait makers every day. Um, Talking with a name that comes to mind right away is like MCA over in Australia. He has been in and supporting all these lives and auctions. He can't really do a whole lot because the tariffs to ship over to him they make it really expensive for him.
It's outrageous.
But he has been there almost every single. Well, to him it's night. To us it's still during the day, and he's now starting to get into painting. He won't show any of his work. He's like, no, it's an embarrassment. He won't show anything
You
yet.
could have seen what we were throwing when we first started painting.
Yeah. Yeah. When you first get started, it takes time. Not a lot of people. I won't say there's nobody. Not a lot of people can pick up something like an airbrush and you're just Picasso to start with. But there are a few. There are some talented painters out there who have advanced really, really fast. So if you've been thinking about it, give it a shot. It's a lot of fun. Appreciate the gifts. So is there a certain hook that you like to use when it comes to your hard baits, when you're getting ready to ship them out? Or maybe do you use the exact same hook that you prefer to use on your baits?
So there are two brands that I use. One of them's Owner, and being sponsored by them, I love their hooks. I incorporate them as well into the hard baits. If it's not that, it's the Mustad Ultra Points.
Okay.
They're a little bit more on the pricey side, but I would rather put good money into the bait and lose the bait rather than a not so good hook and lose a good fish.
Yeah. And that does happen if you have the wrong hooks on. I know I've straightened out quite a few hooks Sometimes it's a hook set on a fish. And hey, before I say this next part, you miss 100% of the shots you don't take. So sometimes it's a hook set on a limb.
I tell you
So
what, if you're not getting caught or snagged, you're not fishing hard enough.
that's the thing. You got to get down in the cover where the fish are. And that's why you can't have enough fishing equipment and lures and plastics and hooks laying around. Some days you only lose one or two, other days it's one right after the other. So, when it comes to, let's just get into the tough question. When it comes to your clear coat, what do you like to use?
So I use BSI and I use UV.
Okay.
I would say 70% of what I do is UV.
Uh-huh.
A lot of my bigger glide baits and stuff are BSI.
Okay. So, I mean, my question right after you say something like that. So, if somebody asks you for a custom bait, they can actually tell you what they prefer to have on the bait because it's custom. Now, if it's something you already have made up, let's say you already have a UV bait made up, that's what they're going to get is a UV.
Correct.
Okay. Because I know some people prefer one over the other, and it's always going to be an argument. I only stand on the BSI side because I've never used UV. And then we've got other people who stand on the UV side because they've never used BSI. So you're kind of in both worlds.
Technically, I'm in 3.
So what?
So I
Yeah.
do UV, I've got BSI, then I have a 12-hour cure 2-part epoxy.
Okay. Which evidently takes a lot longer for you to get a bait done when
But
you're doing it.
when they come off the rotisserie, they are glass smooth.
Really?
Not very many people like it that way because they want their baits right away.
Yeah.
But there is a big difference.
Yeah. So a bait that would typically take you one day turnaround to where you can get it in mail by maybe the second day. Now we're talking, it's going to be a week before you get your bait, probably.
Yeah.
Easy.
And that falls with, I have the diamond dip and drip system as well.
Yeah.
It's a good system. It stinks. But I just got tired of that, 4 to 5 day wait for a bait to dry.
Yeah. Northwater said, I stand behind my powder coat. And you know what? We're going to take a question from Bear. Bear says, Seacline, do you ever sleep?
I do.
When he gets a chance,
So
he lays down for the night.
to be fair, I was in bed at 10 o'clock last night and wide awake at midnight.
Oof. That is exactly how my wife is. She will be exhausted, tired, and she's like, "Are you ready for bed?" I'm like, "Who are you talking to? I'm always ready for bed." And I'm out for the night, and I wake up in the morning, and the house is clean, half of it's repainted, and she's been up all night long. Now, when I wake up in the morning, she's sleeping again. But when I walk out here, I'm like, what happened? We went to bed a long time ago.
Yeah. Well, for me, it's tough because my wife, she's a very light sleeper. So I kind of sneak in here and do some modeling and this and that stuff.
Keep it quiet.
If it's not that, I, just quietly sneak out and get on the YouTube or watch something. Go hang out with Biffy on his live till 4 in the morning.
There are some late nighters out there, and I have tried to stay up with some of you, and I think midnight, 1 o'clock is about as late as I can go. I am done. By then, my brain is just mush. All I can think about is my bed. But there's some of you that stay on all night. Barrett is one of them. He's always on. I'll get it.
Him and Niece.
Huh?
Him and Niece. Cody.
I know. This has been a while ago. I know. But I used to get up for work. I'd get up for work in the morning, and these guys are still on going to town. Now they were on before I went to bed. So sleep is for the weak. Benster's up with them too. Old school. So, do you have a favorite airbrush that you use?
So I had three at one time. I was in a live about a month ago. There was a young man that really wanted to get into airbrushing. So I said, send me your address. I wound up sending him one of my masters that I had.
Very
Then
nice.
I'll have to find his info. I'll put it out on a post so y'all can go follow him. He's only like 14 or 15.
Really?
Then I had a Black Widow that I really didn't like spraying, so I wound up sending it to Kayla, Hoghead's wife, because hers broke.
Yeah.
So I'm back to my old trusty Neo.
The Neo. I like the Neo. I also like the Masters. I think everybody knows that. My three airbrushes that are sitting right here is two Masters and a Neo. And I have a brand new Neo that I keep in hiding for in case something happens. But I'm what did you think of the Masters? Was that like your first airbrush?
The Masters? No, my Neo was.
The Neo was?
Yeah, I wound up finding it over at the hobby store after I bought those blanks by mistake, and they had a sale on them. I think I got the Neo in the original like little air pump deal. I want to say it was like $80. So
Wow.
I just
Yeah.
I just bought the whole kit, and that airbrush has been on the bench since then.
That's awesome though. I started with the Masters and I use the Neo. I use the Neo for more detail work, and my Masters are the workhorses. They do a lot of the work, and then I'll use the Neo for the stenciling and fine work. So
So to answer your question, Barrett, it's called looking through the Zon. And you're like, oh, that looks kind of cool, and you just put it in the cart. Then you're like, oh, I need this. Then instead of looking through the cart, you just hit buy now, and everything's shipped to you.
my, my wife does the same thing. Although there are times I've seen what's in her cart. If she clicks buy now, we need a loan.
Well, that's how I got into the laser printing and cutting. Was I I'd looked into it, then I was like, no, I don't want to spend that money. Then wind up for Christmas, the mother-in-law bought me one.
Really?
Nothing big and fancy, but it does
Right.
everything you need it to do.
Yeah, yeah. You're consistently getting new things to do and innovative. You're making different style of baits. I know Pretty Lure does the same thing. They have, their certain baits made, but I was really super intrigued when I seen that flutter bait. I said, I have to have one of those. I think they're going to work amazing. And I do believe I have one on the way. So we're going to get that thing out there and get fishing with it. So I got a puzzle piece. I'll never understand why they give me one. I mean, we're both here, we're both talking. It's not like anything's idle, but every time I do the podcast now, I get a puzzle piece. What do you ever have for you? We'll start with painter's block. Do you ever get like painter's block when you're doing hard bait style stuff?
Hmm.
And what would be a fix for you for your painter's block? And I would assume it's one of a few things. One of them being you might just move on to something else until it comes to you. But what else might it be?
Um, so when I get the painter's block, I tend to be like, I'm just going to push that away. Then I'll actually leave the shop for 15, 20 minutes. And in a good case and scenario is my Iron Man bait that came out. I got frustrated, couldn't figure out what I wanted to paint. So I went and watched a movie with the wife. We wound up watching Iron Man. Then I went back out to the paint station. I was like, you know what? I really like that red gold. So that inspired me to do the red gold, and I was like, well, never done a lightning bolt or sparks coming off. So then I started playing with it, and then that kicked off a whole new story of effects that I'm working on.
If you have not seen the bait that he's talking about, make sure you give him a follow and go over and check that thing out. He's made a post about it, and it's really really nice. So when you posted that bait, I was like, that turned out amazing. So yeah, sometimes when you have that painter's block or even just creative block, I mean, for somebody like what you do, it's all creative, right? And you're not the only one who does a lot of that stuff, but sometimes you just have to step away from it and find something else to entertain you for a little bit. Maybe even watching a movie, and it'll just come to you.
Well, even like that live that I did, what was it, about a month ago when I painted that cosplay helmet on live.
Yes, that was actually amazing. You're like, he said don't put too much work into it, and yeah, go check out that helmet. It's still got the C Klein touch on it. That thing looks amazing. So what color scheme would you like to see more of, or maybe one that you're seeing too much of?
The craws are kind of getting out of hand.
Yeah, there's a lot of crawls going around.
I would like to see painters do more of their freestyle artistic work and let the pattern fall out like however they would see it. And what I do is like a lot of my crappie baits that I make. So I kind of know what a crappie looks like.
Yep.
Turn off all your references and just paint it.
Yeah.
That's where you're going to get your best creativity from, is everything by your imagination.
Yeah. Yeah.
Then once you start doing that, and somebody be like, hey, and I think Spider Monkey is the one that bought it from me. It was my rendition of a sexy sad, and he's seen it, and he's like, I have to have that. No one else is getting it. That was like just an idea that I had in my head, and was like, well, I kind of know how it layered out. Then just started spraying.
I find myself doing that a lot lately. When I first started painting, it was a lot of just let the paint fly. And now it's more, I have a tablet over here to the side, and when I want to do, we'll say crappie pattern, for instance, I pull up a picture of a crappie, I zoom in on it, I try and get all the colors just right. So I like that idea. I like the idea that there are a lot of crawl patterns going around, and when you're trying to do something, just let your imagination help you do it. Quit trying to stare at a picture and make it exact. So when it comes to painters, bait makers, things like that, the tough question that I like to ask is, who is your favorite painter or bait maker?
I don't have a single one.
Okay.
Everybody does their own unique thing that makes them great at what they do.
Yep.
I just try to I wouldn't say mimic, but study what they do.
Yep.
And try to incorporate some of their style into what I do.
Yeah. For everybody who's been part of the podcast since the beginning, and hopefully that's a lot of you. And if this is your first time here, of course, welcome in. But every time I ask this question, I would say more than 50% of the time, this is the answer I get. I don't really have a favorite painter. Everybody has their own unique style that I like. So just remember that if you are a painter or getting into painting, you want to have your own unique style. You don't need to be like everybody else. You need to do your own thing and let your creativeness take it over. So sometimes when you try and force something, it doesn't work that way.
Yeah, you get that kind of a domino effect off the backside.
Yeah. But that's the way you answered that is probably the answer I get most of the time. There are a few people that do have a favorite painter or a favorite three or somebody that helped them get started. But for the most part, it is that same answer. It's I like everybody's uniqueness. I like everybody's style. So good answer.
But if you want to know my top 3 or 4 people that I mainly study and watch, that's Krusty Cranks, Crawdaddy Customs, Jen from Jekyll Baits, and Clark Hill.
Okay. Yeah. There you go. If you don't know who those people are, you may want to go check them out. What color scheme do you tend to fish the most? Or is there a certain color pattern?
There is, but there isn't. So I do a lot of, I wouldn't call exotic, but like kind of like off the wall color schemes.
Yep.
When I fish tournaments, I'm more of a keep it simple. Give me a shad pattern with a keel dot.
Yeah. With the fishing being the way it's been around here, I was trying lots of new baits and lots of new things, things in color patterns that I hadn't tried before. And I was not catching. And I was like, you know what? I got to go right back to the confidence baits and stuff like that. And lo and behold, it wasn't the color patterns or the bait itself that I was using. The fish are just kind of lost like we are with the weather changes. But I do like to get away from the usuals and try that different stuff. But you find yourself always going back to those confidence colors and stuff. That's typically the way I am.
Yeah, I had to, for the lakes down here, I had to step away from a lot of the hollows because it was pulling in the striper. I don't want those. Then I started playing with some candies on top of chrome in a certain color pattern that I've come up with, and I'm just slaying 3-4 pounders on the rig.
Yeah, yeah. Sometimes you just got to figure out what they want, and it's not always rust, Uncle Tom. I know, but rust is a great color. Rust and orange. Come on. So when you're fishing, is it mainly from banks or boats?
Kayak.
Kayak.
Yeah, I got a Hobie Pro Angler 14, so it's 14-foot kayak.
Nice. So is that it? Do you have a bass boat? Do you fish from bass boat, or do you ever fish from the banks?
So I do have a bass boat.
Mm-hmm.
I've got a Bass Cat. Don't use it very often because I prefer the kayak. I can throw in anywhere I want.
They are pretty accessible as far as toss it in the back of the vehicle and you can drop those anywhere you want to go. Some of I don't know about down there, but some of the places up here, you can't take a boat with a motor on it. They're fishable. You can take a kayak or something like that out there, but nothing with a motor, and some of them not even electric.
Yeah. Well, what's nice with mine is it's got foot pedals. You just drop them in the front end and pedal with them.
That drive system. I never had a kayak like that. I started off kayak fishing and quickly figured out that you can sink a lot of money into a kayak really fast.
Yeah, my tournament rig, I've got right around 15,000 in it.
Yeah, yeah. So that's only about 5,000 to 8,000 less than I have in a bass tracker.
People are like, why don't you just buy a bass boat? And I like solo fishing, and if I have a kayak, I don't have to carry a co-angler.
And what you don't know is I have a bass boat. I prefer to use the kayak.
And I've put that kayak on some pretty big lakes too.
Yeah. Depending on what kind of kayak you have, they have kayak tournaments right out here on Lake Erie, and I don't understand how they do it. If they don't have an orange flag or something up, they disappear behind the waves. I mean, it's quite dangerous.
Oh, you would see me across the lake. I got 13 rods hanging up in the air.
Right. So here lately, I've seen a lot of the kayakers that are out there. They do have one of the big orange flags sticking up off the kayak because you will literally disappear behind the waves. And if you get somebody, yes, you're supposed to be paying attention when you're on the lake, but we all know there's dumb boaters just like people driving the cars. And we've had some kayakers get run over out here, and it's unfortunate, but when you disappear behind one of those waves, they don't even know you're there, especially if they're not paying enough attention. So, is there some advice that you would give to maybe a new painter or some life advice maybe that was given to you?
So growing up, my father told me if you can't make it work, you're gonna have to spend money with somebody else.
That's very true. We spend a lot of money with you.
I don't know. I've always enjoyed. I've been told by several people they're like, I don't know why you never become an engineer to make
Right.
better money than you do. And I was like, that's kind of nothing I really wanted to do. I kind of like just the hobby portion of it.
I was going to say, I mean, it's pretty simple answer that maybe you should have been an engineer, but maybe to you that would be the boring side of it. The hobbyist side of it is what really draws you in and makes you want to do things like this.
Yeah, because growing up with the towing service, we always had the tire shop, but I want to say time I got to high school, I was already welding and building tow trucks.
Yeah. Welding and building tow trucks. I've never done any welding, but that may change here soon. That may change. Well, we've been through just about all the questions. I know there is so much stuff that you actually do. Make sure that you guys are getting over there and check out Dead on Baits. Send him a message. You can find him here on TikTok. Where else can they find you?
I've got the Insta, I got the FB, I've got a fishing channel on the YouTube.
Mm-hmm. So you can find him on all those platforms, and it's all under Dead on Baits.
No, all under Seacline Fishing.
All under Seacline Fishing. I am going to do it a little different tonight. We are actually going to open up the chat. Oh, Holly is in here. Cool. She can do the thing now or in 45 minutes. What do you guys think? You want to ask some questions or you want to do some giveaways? You tell me. Let's see what the chat says.
So while they're doing that, Corey, I want to show something that's coming down the line. So
Yeah.
did I send you a picture of the prototype I'm going to try to release next month?
Yes, I do believe you did.
So this is a sneak preview, a little bit of a quick paint job on her.
Oh, you did throw a paint job on it. And that is a resin bait.
This is a resin bait.
Look at him. He says he's not a good painter. Look at that paint job on that thing. That is awesome. So what size are we looking at there, and what kind of tail are we going to put on it?
So that's going to have a custom brush tail. So we'll make the brush tails here. This bait, excluding the front eyelet, is 5.5 inches long.
Wow.
Eventually, I want to get up to, I'd have to do it in 2 prints, but I want to do it all the way up into a 10-inch glide.
I can't wait to get one of those and throw it around.
And if you see anything else like this, somebody stole my work because this is one of a kind.
We talked about that earlier, doing patents and such, and it's quite expensive to do a patent on anything.
Well, even if you get the patent, that doesn't mean somebody can buy it and take it home and make a mold of it and start because the Hinkle's having the same problem right now.
Yep.
There's a site that is just overloaded with Hinkle clones.
So I see somebody say do questions. I see somebody do giveaways. Let's give C. Klein a little break from the questions. Let's do some giveaways. How about it? We will start, as always, with the Pretty Lures giveaway. It will be a $25 gift code to Pretty Lures. If you are a bait maker, you can go over there and get anything for your bait making needs. If you are not a bait maker, you can get with Barrett and he will paint a custom lure for you. So we're going to invite Holly up here. See if I can find her real quick. Or not. She said she was here.
She's rigging it so she can win again.
I'm looking, guys. There she is.
Bass Junkie got me.
Somebody did. I was searching. So you guys know how we do it. We call it the Wheel of Suspense. We're going to do Pretty Lures giveaway first. I will tell you how many people are in here. If you guys have not liked or at least commented on this live, you are not going to be able to be part of the giveaway. I'll give you just a few seconds. Go ahead and like the live or at least make a comment, and that will get you into the giveaway. I have 36 in here. So she's going to put that magical number in there and she's going to spin the wheel, and whatever number it lands on, that is who's going to get the giveaway. If you look in the top right-hand corner, there is a number up there. Everybody's name has a number beside it. Well, let's see who's going to win the Pretty Lures giveaway tonight. Number 18. I'm scrolling down as quick as I can. Bass Cat wins again. Seriously, it's rigged. I'll say it for you. I know it's coming down here in the chat. There it goes. Spider Monkey, that's my teammate. Congrats. So we're gonna put C. Klein. We're gonna put C. Klein into the big box. He would like to do a giveaway as well. Congratulations, Bass Cat. What do you got, C. Klein?
It's going to be a small little giveaway. We're going to do a hat.
Perfect.
We're going to give away 2 of the 3/8 flutter jigs.
Oh, there you go.
Then custom 6-inch Slim Shad.
With a custom paint job. Nice. If you guys don't have some of C. Klein's stuff, now is your chance to get it. I'll give her a number here. The number is going to be 39. She's going to spin the wheel, and we'll see who it lands on this time. We have 39 people available for the giveaway. She's spinning the wheel of suspense. What number do we have? 23. I'm going to scroll down. Number 23 is none other than Pretty Lure.
Oh, wow.
Pretty Lures is the winner of the C. Klein giveaway. Of course, everybody's saying it's rigged. And typically, they do not like to be in the giveaways, but I'm going to guarantee you that David would love to have one of those flutter jigs.
He might get one with a hair tied onto it before I send it out.
Pretty Lures is the winner of this giveaway.
If you want to re-roll it, you can.
No, it's me, Rosalie, she says. Oh, it's Rosalie. Well, he'll have to do his chores to even look at one of them then. Congratulations to the winners tonight. Holly, thank you so much for taking time out to come in here and help us do the giveaways. I do appreciate it.
Yep.
Thank you, Bear.
I think she's still at work, to be honest with you guys.
I am.
That's dedication.
You moonlighter, you.
Wait. So Rosalie's saying thank you, but roll it.
Yep, roll it again.
She's saying, roll it again. Well, we can do that. Let's see. Let me see how many people we got still. 40. We have 40 people in the room. She's going to roll it again. We appreciate that, Pretty Lures. Thank you so much for all you do for the bait making community. What number do we have now? 21. Come on. Why aren't you working? 21. Scrolling down. You're not going to believe this.
Bear baits.
It's still
Roll.
Pretty Lures.
Roll it again. It wants Pretty Lure to have that thing.
Somebody needs to go buy a lottery ticket.
Still.
Yeah, they do.
Are we still at 40?
Let me double check, but I believe so. 39. I can't believe it landed on them twice.
Okay, if it lands on them a third time, maybe it's just meant to be.
It's just meant to
It
be.
looks like looks like it should be something different.
Hey, my race number.
Number 11. Did I see that right?
Yep.
Number 11 is Bear. That's kind of fitting. Bear wins the giveaway after 3 tries. Congratulations, Bear. Very much. Thank you, Holly. I appreciate you taking the time out of your busy day to help us do a giveaway.
No,
course,
no big
anytime,
deal.
Bear.
Steve did work.
She's like, no big deal. Moonlighting is what I do. All right. Congratulations to Bear and congratulations to Bass Cat. Those are our 2 winners of the evening. Thank you so much to Pretty Lures for doing their giveaway. Thank you, Sea Klein, for doing a giveaway. I know these guys really appreciate it. So now we can move on to open up some questions. You want to take some questions out of the chat? What do you think?
Do it.
Yeah. All right. So the chat is open. You guys can type in a question down there. We'll get to them as fast as we can. I try to get to them in order, but they do come really fast sometimes, and it is hard to keep up. If I happen to miss your question, go ahead and put it in there again. Tell me I missed it. We'll make sure we get it asked. That was so funny that it landed on Pretty Lures twice in a row. Almost like,
And I give Rosalie so much crap too. It's funny.
What is your confidence bait? Spider Monkey wants to know.
My confidence baits.
Yep.
Soft plastics are hard. I'm gonna go soft plastics. I'm gonna go with my grass grenades because I can fish so many different ways. Hard baits. I'm gonna say my custom colored jerk baits that I make.
Okay. Your custom colored jerk baits.
I
I am not a-
but it's my tournament colors, so not very many people throw a combination that I've put together.
Very nice. And it works for you. I mean, that's why you continue to use it. So Killjoy Custom Lures wants to know, how many coats of clear coat do you use?
So on UV, if like this one here, that's 3 coats in UV. BSI or the other 2-part epoxy will usually get 2, depending on how they lay out.
That's my typical is the 2. A little rough sanding and then coat it again. I'm trying to keep the chat from jumping on me, guys. Outdoors with Tiny wants to know, is there something you don't do that you want to get into?
Something that I don't do that I want to get into.
That is the question.
Actually, there is.
Okay.
Wood baits. I've got a couple glides that I've got drawn out, and I'm hoping here within the next month or 2 that I can pump out a couple custom wood glide baits.
Very nice. I think that's pretty fitting for you. And seeing as how Outdoors with Tiny asked that question, if you guys don't know, now you know. Outdoors with Tiny does a podcast as well. It's called Real Talk with Tiny. He had to cancel his this week, but make sure and look out for his posts and get over there and give him some support on his Real Talk with Tiny podcast. They do the complete opposite of what we do. We talk about bait making. They talk about fishing in general. So make sure and get over there and check it out. If you already have, then you know how good it is. If you haven't, get over there. And if you miss an episode of his, you can always find him on Spotify. The chat jumped on me. I don't know why it does that. Critters wants to know, what's your favorite hobby to do out of all the things you do?
Not doing them. No, I guess it would have to be the painting because painting while live because I can interact with other painters but also relax and paint at the same time. Everything else is, to me, when I sit here and model or I'm drawing something up, I always feel like that pressure of trying to get things done. Over there, it's just like, if it happens, it happens. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So I guess it'd be the painting side.
That's a good way to put it. It is. It is a lot of fun to jump in and paint. And speaking of painting with others and how much fun it can be, don't forget, guys, the Friday night lives are every Friday night. Every Friday night at 7 Central. Correct?
I think so.
I might have made a mistake on that one. Every Friday night is the Friday Night Lives. You will always find it's on Pretty Lures page. Barrett will be in there painting every single time. Paul Tark is in there. Benster's in there. Smith and Whiskey's in there. And then they pick random people every single week to be in the boxes and paint with them, learn from them, and just cut it up and have fun. If you would like to be one of those people in the Friday Night Lives, make sure and send Pretty Lures a message and tell them you would like to be in. If there's a spot available, they'll get you right in. If not, they'll keep you on the list and they'll get a hold of you and let you know what day you can be in there or which Friday you can be in there. And I know they're probably commenting down there. I'm going to go check. Correct. Thank you. Let me get back up to the questions here. Pretty Lures says, which among baits I'm not reading that right. Nicest order?
Which among baits that has... Oh, which among the baits that I do have the biggest order? I'm assuming that's what it is, and
I
that's
think you're
my...
right. Biggest, yeah.
Would be these right now. My crawl
Those are
current.
fun to paint. Oh my. You can get so much detail in them things.
I just sent out an order of 150 of them. Then Tiny, he texted me. He's like, "Hey, I want some of those." I was like, "You're gonna have to give me a little bit." I got to catch my breath on. We'll see when I do. So I do the 3.5s, the 2.5s, and 1.5s. So if I do the 1.5s and the 2.5s, I can print 5 lures at a time per
Okay.
machine. If I do the 3.5s, it only does 4. So cranking out 150 of them, these machines run 24/7.
Yeah.
But they get a full assembly. They actually come hollow. I actually have to physically put them together.
Yeah, those can't be the easiest ones to do.
No, but with some of the paint work you guys are putting on them, it's worth it.
I enjoyed painting them. As a matter of fact, I'm going to get some more because I have some different ideas for them.
So I was talking to a couple other painters, and what they would like to do is they would like me to make like a good 8 or 9 inch
Oh,
3D
wow.
printer where they can just put it on a shelf, paint it, put it on a shelf.
That's actually not a bad idea either. Keep it for yourself. North Waters wants to know which part of the many things you do would you prefer to only do if you had to choose one?
I would say model and R&D new baits coming to the market.
Mhm. I like the aspect of what you're doing there. And, there's a lot of people doing 3D printing and resins and things like that. So it's really unique to see somebody else getting into that and taking part in the creating of new baits, not just making what's already here.
Yeah, because even like we were talking, we were doing the auctions. There for a while, it was the same 6 to 8 different styles. With
Yeah.
and don't get me wrong, everybody does great work, but you're seeing the same bait profile over and over and over. Like I could honestly, when I tournament fish, there's only 2 or 3 different cranks that I carry,
Okay.
and one of which is a brand repaint, and I know he's in here, and people are going to call me out on it, but I love his artwork, and that's S&J.
Very nice.
And I send him big box brands and be like, hey, I need this certain color with this pattern on it. Why?
Yeah.
Because I've tried replicating what he does, can't do it.
Yeah.
So to get what I want, I have to go to that painter.
It falls right back to what you were saying. Everybody has their own unique talent, and S&J's work is definitely S&J's work. You can put up baits and you can tell which bait maker has done them. And S&J has a unique style of his own.
Yeah, he doesn't know it yet, but he's got a box, got 6 or 8 more to paint up. But I gotta call him because they're gonna be custom colors.
Favorite patterns, natural or freestyle? Uncle Tom's Custom Lures wants to know.
I've been leaning towards more of the freestyle natural patterns, which I would consider what would be my unique style. Like this was just random, but it's more in that natural
It is.
color.
That is a unique bait. I like it.
So I do some crazy work. I think I painted one. Was it yesterday or the day before? That's got it literally looks like a shooting star going across the back of it.
Mm-hmm.
But definitely the natural, but my style of natural.
Legacy Lures wants to know favorite mold and or colors.
I'm assuming he's asking soft plastics, so I can hit that off. I'll hit that off in one little jot there. I make money sticks, so it's going to be the black and blue money stick all day long.
Yeah.
And if you want to know why that stick bait is called that, I've got a video on the YouTubes that's literally I fish a tournament and that's all I throw is that money stick, and it put me in the money, so I named it the money sticks.
Very fitting. Pretty Lures has another question. Among your products, which is the hardest to make, but you keep doing it?
Probably the craws. The craws and the resin baits are going to be right there with it.
Mm-hmm. You're welcome for the shout out, Tiny. Anytime. You're always shouting me out. I do the same right back. That's what we
Speaking of him, we need to calm him down on his little videos he puts out. Man, they get you hooked in like he caught something big. Then he holds up this fish that's about this big.
I know it. He does some good stuff, though.
I was flipping through it and I was cooking dinner, and it had stopped on his, and I think it was talking about how he caught this big old whopper or something. And I was like, oh shit, Tiny caught something real big. And I turned around and he's like holding it like this.
He does the video. His basset hounds in a lot of his videos too. Let's see. More questions. Spider Monkey wants to know, does pineapple belong on pizza?
Nope.
Oh, come on. Yeah, it does.
No. You can put it on the pizza, but then that pizza will be put on top of the trash in the trash bin.
Just put it in my box. I like pineapple pizza. Twisted Richie, what's up? Barrett's talking to somebody. He's saying, you want a spot Friday? Tim, ham and pineapple pizza is delicious. Spider Monkey likes the pineapple pizza too.
No, that's icky.
I think it's good.
Just like salad doesn't belong on your hamburger.
Food for Fishing, Real Talk with Tiny is so much fun. If anyone is interested in being on it, give him a shout. Yeah, definitely. If anybody's interested in being on Real Talk with Tiny or on the podcast here with me, send us a message. A lot of times, and I'm speaking for Tiny, which for me, I should say, I have to reach out to people, and I have to sometimes several times to try and get people on here. And then I have other people that say, well, I haven't heard from you. Feel free to reach out to me. If you reach out to me and you'd love to be on this show, by all means, I'll get you on here. I'd love to have absolutely everybody on here. And I'm sure Tiny feels the same way. He's probably reaching out to people, and it's so hard to talk to absolutely everybody and remember all these names. I have people telling me every day I should reach out to X, Y, or Z, and I try and write them down, and the notes get lost with the rest of the notes. So feel free to reach out to us.
There, now you can't say I didn't hurt you today.
Hillbilly Fish Slayer, if you guys don't know, he was the first guest on the podcast. He his videos over there on YouTube. Make sure you get over there and check that out.
And Spider Monkey, to answer your question about who I would want to go fishing with here or gone, I'd say every one of you guys I'd love to go fishing with.
Absolutely.
As long as you're paying for it.
Oh, it jumped me all the way to the bottom.
Oh, I was scrolling. That was the last one on there.
Okay. Yeah, I think everybody kind of feels that way as you get to know all these people on here. Tim said gas money. As you get to know all these guys on here, I think that becomes the next step is you want to get together and share the one thing that brought you together to begin with, and that's fishing. You know, getting out there, relaxing, enjoying the day, and catching some fish, you know.
To be honest with you, I'd be happy if it was bank, kayak, boat. It don't matter. Fishing's fishing.
Get 20 or 30 of us in one area and we'll all just sit along the bank and fish. I believe at that point it's not going to be as much about the fishing as it is just being there and hanging out with everybody. Of course, we always want to catch fish. I get it. So before I forget, I want to let you guys know who the next guest on the podcast is going to be. And it's going to be Mr. Pineapple Pizza, Spider Monkey. Spider Monkey will be the next guest right after C. Klein. I will get C. Klein's podcast over on the YT page. Guys, don't forget, there's so many places you can find this guy, and he does so much stuff. He does so much stuff, he's probably forgot about some of the stuff that he does.
I just looked over and I was looking at these and I totally forgot I was supposed to message North Waters today about the duck calls that I make.
See? So, wait a minute. You make duck calls too? And there you go. I told you, he does so much stuff, he forgot about everything that he does.
That's why I've got a list over here. There's a list out in the shop.
Yeah. Are you a duck hunter? Or are you a hunter as well?
Oh yeah, very avid hunter. Yep. So a lot of if you go to my website right now, I would say 50% of the jigs that are on there, the crappie jigs that I put, are tied with New Mexico squirrel tail.
Yes. I remember you saying something about that. I actually have some that are coming this way.
And the guy that actually got me started on that was Shane over at S&J, because I had quit tying, and we were doing something. We were talking, and I was like, "Yeah, I've got like 12 or 13 squirrel tails here." And he's like, "What are you gonna do with them?" I was like, "I guess send them to you." The only thing I asked is I get like the first 6 off the run.
Yeah.
So he sent me the jigs, and I sent him a bunch of squirrel tail.
Very nice. Spider Monkey says, "Give that thing a quack." Oh, the duck.
You want to hear it? Here, ducky, 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 ducky.
That was great. I have an idea for one that's for me, and I think you'll be surprised at the end result. All right, for all of you who don't know North Waters, that guy is the best at talking in code than anyone I've ever met. He will leave you hanging for months.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody loved to hear Ducky Ducky. Them tails are awesome, S&J says. I can't wait to get some in my hand. I have some on the way. As soon as he said it, I knew I wanted some of those. If you can accomplish what I'm thinking, I may have a second job. Get out of here, Northwater.
Actually,
I'm not reading your messages.
Actually, he's 100% true on what he's saying there.
That guy, ever since I met North Waters, I have given him a hard time about that because he'll be like, "Oh man, you guys got to see this. I can't show you, but just wait. It's coming." And it's like, really? You're going to leave us hanging like that? Well, Holly will show you eventually.
I was laughing at what Spider Monkey put. He put at Barrett Bates. That's the Texas call.
Oh my goodness. I appreciate everybody coming in. Do you guys have any more questions for C. Klein? We're not going to keep him on the spot for too long.
I told you it was going to be a boring interview. There wasn't much to talk about.
Yeah, right. There was plenty to talk about. What do you mean? It has been over an hour and a half of just the things that you do.
So
Pretty
when are
Lewis
you
says,
when are
no,
you
it's
coming on
not
the
boring.
when are you coming on the podcast and let somebody co-host the show?
I've been
That's
asked
my
that quite a
question.
few times. So I had an idea, right? Tiny runs his, I run mine. I thought about having Tiny do it. Well, today, a good friend of mine said he would like to be part of that as well. So, which was Swamp Rooster. Everybody knows Swamp Rooster. He goes, wait. If you're getting interviewed, I want to be a part of it. And I said, you know what? This sounds like a bad idea from the get-go. And he said, come on now. I tamed it down when you had me as a guest on there. I will do the same, if we get to interview you. So you never know. I think what Swamp Rooster's asking is that he gets to be part of the interview. So Tiny gets to ask me some questions and Swamp Rooster gets to ask me some questions. And I think it was Jigs on Wheels said Tiny will ask the direct bait making questions and Swamp will be himself. And I'm like, see, that's where I think it's a bad idea.
It's going to turn into that show called like Bad Friends.
Yeah, right. I know it. So Tiny says I'll get with him and we'll get a list going. Oh boy. Hey, you never know. We might have to do that. Not only would it be quite entertaining, I just think it'd be a lot of fun.
Because you're a bait maker as well.
I am. I tend to give up a lot of information as the interview goes along. I just kind of put it out there. But I've had a lot of people asking me why I haven't been interviewed yet. So I think it's coming. It's coming soon. We're only, 21 episodes in. So maybe I'll get with Tiny and I'll get with Swamp Rooster and we'll get something worked out. And get me interviewed myself. Although it's going to be quite a few months out yet. We have a lot of people lined up. Like I mentioned, Spider Monkey's going to come on here next. If you don't know him, go send him a follow. He's an up and coming painter. He's doing an amazing job. He doesn't do a lot of auctions. He just loves to do it for the hobby. If you're a bait maker yourself, go send him a follow. And if you see something that he's making that you like, a lot of times if you just want to do a bait trade with him, he'll do that. I hear him say it all the time. I'd rather trade baits with somebody. So
yeah, I just got 3 of his baits in the other day.
yeah. Thanks, Bass Smuggler. I appreciate it, brother. No, it was a great show. I greatly appreciate you coming on here. We're not going to keep you the rest of the night. I used to open up and let people come up in the boxes. Sometimes that works out. Sometimes it doesn't. I think we're going to go ahead and end this live. And if somebody else wants to start a live, we'll all kind of congregate over there. The giveaways, congratulations to the people who got the giveaways. Thank you so much, Sea Climb, for doing a giveaway. Thank you, Pretty Lures, for sponsoring the podcast and doing a giveaway for us. Make sure and go check out Friday Night Lives. Lots of great bait makers in there every single Friday. They do multiple giveaways. They do $10, $20 giveaways. Rigged. They do 10 $20 giveaways. And the way their giveaways work over there is if you're a bait maker, of course, you can use it to Pretty Lure. If you are not a bait maker, you give it to your favorite bait maker and they can custom make you a bait. So make sure and get over there and check out Friday Night Lives. If you want to be part of Friday Night Lives, send Pretty Lures a message. Just tell them, hey, I want to be part of Friday Night Live, and they will get you a spot. Other than that, thank you so much, Sea Klein. I really enjoyed it. I was excited for this interview, and it was not boring at all. I knew it wouldn't be. But
This is my excited face.
That's your excited face. You know, that is one thing I've noticed about you. You don't get too excited.
Well, when you come off, when you run as a first responder and do things that put you under a lot of pressure,
Yeah.
you tend not to show a lot of emotion,
Yep. Yep.
and it drives my wife nuts because she come in here, she's like, "Hey, I love you. I know you're doing the podcast." She goes, "Are you excited?" I was like, "Yeah, I'm ready to go." She goes, "You don't look very excited." I was like,
Well, hopefully she
No,
was in here
yeah.
watching tonight.
"She don't have TikTok."
Okay. Well, it will be over on the YT page, so hopefully she has
we'll
that.
watch
If
it.
not,
We'll watch it together. Yeah.
yeah, get over there and check it out. I don't edit. I don't do any editing when I post it to the YT page. I've had people suggest it. They've said, you need to do it in parts. It's too long, this and that. And I'm like, I just want it raw and uncut. This is exactly how it happened. That's how you're going to see it on the YT page.
Yep.
So the only thing you're missing.
I binge watched him, and I thought they were fine as long as it's an interview. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's not like we're doing jumping jacks or jumping through hoops that are on fire.
Don't suggest that. Have you seen this chat?
I can make that happen.
I'll bet you can. I'll bet you can. But yeah, I mean, the only thing you're missing over on the YT is the chat. You do not get to see the chat, things like that. But other than that, it is raw, it's uncut, just like it is right here. So you kind of get the full experience on both pages. So tell her to get over there and check it out. Other than that, I appreciate it. I hope you enjoy the rest of your evening. If I don't see you on a live a little bit later, I know you're probably busy because you're not sleeping.
100%.
Thanks again, everybody. That's the podcast. Enjoy the rest of your night. We'll talk to you soon.
See you guys.